Hey there, this is Chris reporting from Pixar in Emeryville, California, where I'm about to meet two super talented Brits who help bring the studio's amazing animated films to life. Let's see what they've got to say.
It was very intimidating at first to come into this place where I'd always wanted to work and try and fit in, try and have my work be just as good as everyone else's. It was very intimidating, and to see some of my animation idols walk down the corridor was just scary. But then after a while you realise these people are your colleagues now, you know, and they're so friendly and so always offering to help out. You know, if you need anything, come to my office. You know, so I settled in quite quickly.
I'm a first assistant editor on feature films at Pixar, and it's an interesting job. Basically, you know, making these feature films is a bit like, you know, I kind of equate it to being similar to building, you know, multi-story office buildings. And there's only a few people that are on the jobs in the very beginning. Like with an office building, it'd be like the architect, the financier, the lawyer, and you know, the engineer, who would see it all the way from the beginning to the end. With these feature films that we make, it's the director, the writer, producer, and the editorial staff. And you know, we get on the show pretty much as soon as any imagery that we start running in time, you know, in video, we get on the show, and then we're not off it until, well, actually I am. I just got off like a week ago, and we're releasing in 3 days.
Before I got here, I was doing an online animation diploma, and then before that I was working in the industry as an animator for a production company in London for 3 years, where we were doing things like adverts and children's television. And then prior to that, I was doing a master's degree and a bachelor's degree in animation at Bournemouth University. So I've been in the industry quite a while, but it was the online animation diploma that kind of helped me get to the kind of level where Pixar might possibly be interested.
The first film I worked on was Ratatouille, which was a wonderful experience. Went through a lot of different phases, and you know, it was really interesting to be part of seeing how the story took shape several times before we ended up with a finished picture. And that's one of the delights of working on a project all the way through from the beginning, is that you see the seeds of the idea, and then in editorial we're working hand in hand with the story department, you know, basically pre-visualizing the movie and seeing if it works in any kind of form, and which characters work and which scenes work together. And we see a lot of changes going on as you decide, well, this character really needs to be relating to this other person this way, so we'll change the character, and oh, we'll change the order of the scenes, and oh, this act 2 isn't working, we'll do a different whole thing in the middle, but we like how the film starts and how the film ends. And so we see a lot of changes until the last 18 months, when that really is sort of prime time. That's when all the other people are kind of animating and lighting, and that's when the film that everybody else gets to see gets made. I
was put onto Cars 2, so I did my training. I had to do like, you know, sort of 10 to 12 weeks of training, learning the software because it's different here, and then I got given some shots on Cars 2. My first shots were actually with the character Holly Shiftwell, who is the British female character in the film. So no one had really animated her much, doing any real acting stuff before I got hold of her, so they kind of left me to kind of help further define like her personality, her mannerisms, how she would react to situations. So that was fun, because then I got to I watched a lot of Emily's voice recordings, and I did a bit of acting in the acting room myself, acted out the shots, and it was trying to figure out what can I put in to make her feel more British, or make her, you know, even a bit more like Emily, so that was fun. Oh yeah, lots. I miss the English sociability. I miss the changing weather. You know, it's fabulous out here in California. The climate's fabulous, but we don't get kind of full seasons. You don't get, you know, 4 different weathers in one day. You know, I love the sense of humor that you get amongst friends. It's very different out here on West Coast. Kind of, not that people don't have a sense of humor. It's just, you know, it's just more straight. You know, there's less sort of
less, it's funny to say this about California, but there's less celebration of eccentricity. Over in Britain, you know, you've got some doddery fool up the street, but he's your mate, you know, and that goes over really well.
Obviously, I miss my family and my friends a lot. I even miss the weather, you know. It's lovely and sunny here in California, it's great, but sometimes I miss the rain. It rains here sometimes, but not enough. There's particular items of food that I miss. Drink. I miss television. You know, I miss turning on the TV and like flicking through the channels and hearing British voices.
What I tell young people is, whatever it is you're doing, do it well. And if you do whatever you're doing, if it's schoolwork, if it's sports, if it's playing a musical instrument, if you're doing that excellently, then chances are you'll get a chance to do something like work at Pixar, because people will be looking for someone who does things in an excellent way.
The best advice I can give is to just like work hard and don't try and be somebody you're not. Don't try and be somebody you think Pixar want to see. They're looking for individuals, the people who are different. They can add to the already, you know, well-oiled machine. They want to find different people with different perspectives on life, and so being an individual and you know, having your own interests and that kind of thing. You know, being confident in who you are, I think, is really important as well. Yeah.